What it do, it's your girl the Kool Kydd here. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get into this video, please like, comment, and subscribe down below as always. And I have two drinks for you guys today, and I will be having a little chat with you guys about how my week has been so far. So the two drinks that I have for you guys, one is called the Fireplace and the other one is called the Blue Flurry. Sorry, the Blue Fluffy. Fluffy. Okay, yes, Blue Fluffy. But whatever. At this point, I just haven't been in a great mood. So like, if you see that my energy is off or whatever the case is, I just haven't been feeling like myself. But the first drink we're gonna start with is called the Fireplace. So I'm using a rocks glass. This drink gets maple syrup. You see, like, I didn't even like take the lids off of anything. Like, I'm just like really just not here for anything today at all. Like, I haven't been in the best mood. I don't even quite understand why I haven't been in the best mood, but I just know I just haven't been feeling like myself lately, and I just don't really care for anything, and that's kind of like a really bad thing. So this gets 1 ounce of maple syrup. We're building the drink directly into the cup. Maple syrup. Lids back on. It gets a pinch of salt. I didn't feel like putting a pinch, so I'm going to just put a dash. And it gets rosemary. So I'm going to do a few rosemary leaves. And then we're going to crush that. If I can find my muddler anywhere. Oh, there it goes. So we just crush this into each other. Then it gets vodka. It gets 4 ounces of vodka. So turn it over. We're gonna do 2. And then 2. Cap it back on. Then we're gonna add ice to this drink. So pretty much my week has been nothing short of eventful. Like, for sure. I don't even understand why they tell you to put this drink in a rocks glass when I still have like 5 more ounces of things to put in it, and that rocks glass ain't gonna fit a damn thing. So we're gonna just change it to a highball glass, because what am I gonna do with that little glass? This little glass ain't gonna hold nothing. So what happens this week? So pretty much, and then the last thing that it gets is 5 ounces of grapefruit juice. So one, I got locked out of my apartment. Yes, your girl got locked out of her apartment. I got locked out. I had a shitty day at work. When I mean shitty, I had a shitty day at work. Like, I've been to the point where I'm not too sure whether or not my job is worth me staying. For just like many reasons and many different things that have occurred at my job. And I have been just going back and forth with myself about if I should stay, if I should go, and I really have gave it the benefit of the doubt, and it just hasn't gotten better. Like, it just hasn't gotten any better. And the more people I speak to about the situation, the more sure I am that I don't want to be a part of this, be at this job. But then at the same time, it's just like, I don't know what's the next step as far as like what I want to do in life. I don't know exactly what's next for me. Like I just don't know. So pretty much like at my job in particular, so I'm going to taste all the drinks at the end. The next drink I'm going to start with is the blue Flurry. This one is supposed to be blended, however I just was not in the mood to be blended anything, so this is going to be on the rocks. So this drink is going to be shaken. It gets 1 ounce of blue curacao, so let's just like rewind the day. It gets rum as well. It gets 2 ounces of rum. And if you hear that, it's my husband calling. So we're just gonna call him back later. So let's go with the 2 ounces. That was one. This is the second one. I usually put my phone on do not disturb, so like when I do get texts and stuff, you guys usually don't hear it. But today, I didn't think he was gonna call. He was in class. So it also gets 2 ounces of pineapple juice. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm going to put 1.5 ounce of cream of coconut. I've never used cream of coconut, but I know it's something that they use in pina coladas. And I've heard it's really, really sweet. So that's why I only decided to put 1/2 ounce instead of putting a full ounce, because I was a little scared it was going to be too sweet. Because I've tried this drink to see if it was going to be the color that I wanted before I actually made it this time around. And it was. So I just know that putting an additional sweetness to this drink was just going to be a bit much. So we're gonna add ice. I don't think I got that much ice, but the ice is gonna have to do, and we're gonna have to just, well, it's gonna be what it is. So, oh my god, it's so cloudy. So, everything that has occurred as far as me getting locked out, me just like going through what seems to be like a midlife crisis to me at this point, this all happened within the same week pretty much. So I did a sugar rim for this drink. And I thought this drink was going to be a really cute drink to make for December, because it gives you kind of like Christmas feels to it. So this is how it looks. I think it's really pretty. And this is called the Fireplace. So we're going to try the Fireplace. Okay. And now we're going to try the blue Flurry. The blue Flurry for me tastes like a pina colada. So there was not much that was crazy about this at all. It tastes just like a pina colada to me. The Fireplace is actually really good. You get the hit of the vodka, but then you also get the subtle of the honey, of the maple syrup that comes into it, and it's actually really good. My drink would have to be the Fireplace, just because we all had a pina colada. It's like, okay, it's always cool, it's always fun, but however, like, I want something to spice it up, so I would definitely go with the Fireplace. But that's not it for the video, so let me just tell you guys how this week was. So like pretty much last week I've just been feeling extremely down and just been having like a bunch of emotions just running through my mind. I just haven't been motivated to do anything. I haven't been motivated to go to work. I haven't been motivated to clean. I haven't been motivated to write. I haven't been motivated for a lot of things. And I just did not know what it was. So like I've had conversations with like my mom and like my husband and my brothers about like just the things that's been going on at my job, and they all pretty much said the same things as far as like, oh, just wait it out, wait till you get another job, don't quit, whatever the case is. And I've gotten to the point in my life, and I feel like I'm at the age in my life where certain things I just can't sit back and accept for too long, because I just can't. Like, I just get to that point where I just feel myself letting everything build up and then I'm just gonna blow up, and I just don't want that to occur. But it's really getting to that point. So like pretty much at my job, I have seen them giving me a lot more responsibilities than certain people, and I've expressed to them that it's not fair that I have to always play this role and there's other people who go below the bare minimum of what is expected to them and they don't have to do anything. And it's just pretty much expressed like, oh, they know that if they give it to me, it's gonna be done, blah blah blah, whatever the case is. And it's just like, yeah, great, dandy, but I just want the responsibility to be given to everyone, not just me. So this week, this particular day, I went into work already in like somewhat of a shitty mood, I would say, but I was trying to like get out of that mood. So I like was playing music before we actually opened and everything like that. And first thing that happened, which I have a really big pet peeve when it comes to people being late. Like, the easiest thing that you could do as far as work is show up on time. Like, that is the most easiest thing that you could do. You're in control of that. Like, for you to show up late, to me that's like a middle finger, because like you didn't even care about everybody else. So I've been showing up on time, people have been showing up late, I don't really say anything. But it's just that at my job, we would work with close to like no one there, and it's like a laundry list of things that they want to be done within a day with very minimal staff, and you get the pressure behind you of it having to be done. And it's gotten times where like for months you guys probably heard me, or for like a couple of weeks you guys heard me talk about how tired and exhausted I am because I have like overextended myself at this place. Oops, sorry. I have like overextended myself at this place, and it has like burned me out. But I'm like, you know what, there's still things I want to do personally for myself. There's still things that needs to be done, so I will push myself. But I've gotten to the point where I can't fully push myself anymore, and I'm just stuck. So this particular day I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do the best that I can, because that's all I can do. I can't overextend myself. I can't just keep putting myself out there when nobody else is stepping in to help. So that's what I did. And like it went from like me having one task at a time to me having 2 tasks, and then 2 tasks turning into 3 tasks, and then 3 tasks turning into 4, then 5. And at this point I was already upset. Like I was already upset, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it at my own pace, and it's gonna get done when it gets done. But what pissed me off is that it came to a point where like I said, I showed up on time, so no one's gonna sit down here and tell me that I have to stay to get things done for whatever reason, because we had minimum staff and things just didn't get done accordingly to the way that they wanted it to be done. I'm not staying. One, I showed up on time, I did the task that I was supposed to do, and it's time for me to go. I am not staying. I'm not stressing myself out, because you know how companies are. They're not going to stress themselves about you in case something happens to you. They're going to easily replace you. Plain simple. So I'm there now, and I'm just like, you know what, it is what it is. I'm not doing this. And it's just like a bunch of other stuff that came into this, but I'm probably just gonna like talk about different aspects of things throughout different videos so you guys get a clear understanding of what I'm talking about. So that happened. Then I was like, you know what, let me try to like relax my mind and get my nails done. So I went and got my nails done. That went great. Then I was like, you know what, since I don't have anything else to do, let me just knock laundry out, because I've been putting off laundry for like a week. Knocked laundry out. So it's all going great. Ooh, great. Now my day is starting to get somewhat better. Then this is how it went downhill. So I'm in the house, my clothes is drying at the laundry, and I'm just waiting for it to finish drying so that I can go back to the laundry and fold it. Then I get a package. So I'm buzzing the postal service person in to put the package in the building. I'm telling them on my little intercom, open the door, push the door, all this stuff. And clearly this guy has to either be deaf or he just doesn't care. He didn't do it. So he left. So I ran downstairs to go and get my package. He was, by this point, he was already across the street at another building, so I had to wait for him to get out that building to then for him to give me my package. As I'm now, I go to the laundry to see what time, how much more time my clothes is there to dry. And then I'm like, you know what? Oh, I have enough time. Let me just go upstairs and put this package away because I don't want to have this package with me while I'm at the laundry. I go to search in my pockets. My phone is there. The coins that I need for the laundromat is there. My wallet is there. The only thing that's not there is my keys. So I buzz another bell. They let me in. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I didn't lock the door in my apartment because in my apartment there's only 4 people. I live on the last floor. So I got buzzed into the front door. So now I go all the way up to the steps to now see if my door isn't locked. Because I'm like, you know, I didn't lock the door. I just like slightly closed this so I could run down and get this package because I didn't think the man would be across the street by this point. The door is locked. My keys are inside. So I'm just like, what the hell? Like, no, like this is, I'm like, at this point I'm like delusional. I'm like, no, nothing's happening. Like, no, my door is not locked. It's locked. Like, I had to say it like, Renee, it's really locked. Like, you're not going crazy. So I now text my landlord like, oh, I locked myself out the apartment. Do you have a spare key? Blah, blah, whatever the case is. He didn't text back. I waited a few minutes. He still didn't text back. So I called him and I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, but however, I locked myself out of the apartment and my keys are inside. So then he pretty much tells me, oh, how he gave my husband both copies of the keys and he don't think he has an extra copy, but he'll check whatever the case is. And I'm just like, you didn't give him 2 copies of any keys because you gave him 1 copy and I had to make a copy of my own keys. But whatever, that man is another story and we will get into that, and that story is very juicy, but it is what it is. So now I go to try to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. So I like text my brother because my brother has another spare key and he lives in New Jersey. So he texts me back really quick and then he just went on mute. Like, I couldn't hear anything back from him. So I'm like calling and calling and calling his phone and calling his phone and he's not answering. So when he finally does answer, he's like, you can tell he's just woken up from a nap. And he's like so confused about everything that I'm saying. And I'm just now like, bring me my spare keys. Like, what the hell is going on? So I was literally locked out of my apartment for like a good 2 hours. And the only thing I could think about besides me being locked out and me being upset, because I had to like really calm myself down because I was really upset at myself. I'm not even upset at myself. I was mad at the postal person because he could have just pushed the door and I would have had my keys. I was mad because I was washing Francisco's beds and I like locked him in a cage because like whenever I wash his beds and stuff, he has this whole thing where he would like lay on his wee pad and everything and just like messes everything up, and I just was not in the mood to clean. So I was like, you know, let me just lock him in the cage. So I'm just thinking to myself like, oh my god, he probably has to go to the bathroom, he's probably pooping in his cage. I'm just like, all these things are just like going through my mind. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why, like, how does this even happen to me? So I'm like locked out of my apartment for like a good 2 hours, and the landlord sent his dad lives in this building as well, and his dad comes with like a copy of keys, but every copy he had could not open my door. So I am getting furious. Like, I'm getting so mad to the point where I was just like, why is this happening to me? Like, what did I do today to deserve this? Like, I was just like saying all these things to myself. So still trying to figure out this with my brother. Then he pretty much tells me that he has to wait for his wife to get home to then come over, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna be here all night. I ain't never gonna get into this apartment. Francisco's gonna die, he's gonna starve to death. Like, all these stupid things going through my mind. My husband is on the phone with me trying to make jokes, and at this point I'm upset. Like, no joke is gonna make me feel any better. So like, I had to get off the phone with him because I was like this close to cursing him out. So the landlord father goes back, I guess either goes to his son's house or looks through more copies of keys, and he didn't come back for a while. So I'm like, you know what, let me just call a locksmith to see how much it would be for them to come and do this. So the first number I called, the person didn't answer. So the second number I called, so I'm asking the guy, I was like, hi, I'm locked out of my apartment. I just wanted to know how much would it be to have you come and open the door, whatever the case is. So he's like, oh, what's your zip code? So I gave him my zip code. Then he's like, what, is it your building or is it an apartment building? I'm like, it's an apartment building. He was like, oh, that price ranges from $125 to $150. I said, okay, thank you, bye. Hung up the phone really fast because I am not about to pay $150 for you to open up an apartment door. No. Making copies of these keys wasn't even close to $150. Ain't no way. That sounds like a scam to me. So I hung up. So he calls back like, oh, you just called asking about a locksmith, like what happened, you didn't like the price. I said, no, I'm not about to pay $150 for you to open my door. Like, and for all that, I'm just gonna wait. And I hung up the phone. Like, that just got me, like, my blood is just boiling at this point. Like, you don't even understand. Like, my blood is boiling. I'm just like, you know what, F this, F that. Like, that was like the whole attitude I had, because like everything just seems to be going so wrong. Everything, like this whole day was just like a disaster just waiting to happen. So the landlord father finally comes back, and he comes back and he has like 3 copies of keys in his hand. So I seen a key that looks similar to the key that I have for my apartment. So I told, like, mind you, I'm having this conversation with him in English, but he only understands Spanish. So like, you should, like, the experience I had with telling him that I was locked out of my apartment was so weird, because I even used Google Translator and the translator app on my phone, and he still didn't understand. So that was like hard in itself. So he used the key and I finally got in, and I was just like, oh my god, thank you so much, because I could not, like, I really just could not. Like, I even thought about climbing on my roof and going over the fire escape, but I'm like slightly scared of heights, and it was really pitch dark outside when I was locked out, that I couldn't even have the courage to do it. I really couldn't. That has been what has been happening to me these last couple of days, and I am just still annoyed about it. Like, why am I so annoyed about it? I have no idea. The day is over, but I'm still annoyed about it. I just feel like there's just different things that's occurring in my life that's telling me that things need to change, and I'm just really trying to find the benefit of the doubt in everything, and it's getting to the point where things are happening and it's like constantly reminding me like there's no benefit of the doubt. Like, you just have to take it as what it is and make your decision to like exit. Like, it's happening to me so often that now I'm just like, oh my god, Renee, get it together. What, like, you need to do something. Like, I really don't know. So I think me expressing this to you guys, I do feel somewhat better, and I would just like to hear you guys' thoughts. Like, comment down below if you want me to go into more detail of like the things that I have been feeling, the things that I feel like I want to do in order, like, trying to somewhat accomplish, but I feel like I got hit rock bottom in a sense, and I've gone into more details about that. But as always, since I've rambled enough, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys like this video, and peace, love, and find your inner Kool Kydd. Bye guys.